Welcome children. Today I am going to take your geography as well as history class. Let me first take your geography class. In geography, today I am going to discuss the topic the climatic zones of the earth. Due to the spherical shape of the earth, inclination of its axis, rotation and revolution, all the places on the earth's surface do not receive same amount of heat from the sun. Latitude helps us to divide the whole earth into climatic zone with reference to equator, the 0-degree latitude. The word climate is determined on the basis of these temperate zones as the amount of heat received from the sun varies because of inclination of the earth and its spherical shape. The main heat zones are the torrid zone or tropical zones, temperate zones and frigid zones. The torrid zone or tropical zones. This zone lies between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, which mark the limit of the overhead sun to north and south of the equator from 23.5 degree north to 23.5 degree south, with equator dividing it into north torrid zone and south torrid zone. Torrid word in Latin means to roast or part. As it is evident from its name, this is climatically a very hot zone within the tropics where the sun is overhead twice during the year. Within this region, it is so hot that there is never any snowfall and frost, and there is practically no winter. The areas 5 degrees north to 5 degrees south of the equator are called doldrums or equatorial zones and are then area of low pressure because it receives direct rays of the sun. This forms the basis for all the pressure wells and the movement of the wind from high pressure to low pressure. Temperate zone. The north temperate zone 23.5 degree north to 66.5 degree north, and the south temperate zone 23.5 degree south to 66.5 degree south stretches from torrid zone to frigid zone. Here the climate is moderate, meaning neither too hot nor too cold. Since this area does not receive direct rays of the sun, it receives slant rays of the sun. Hence, there is great difference between the summer and winter temperature condition, thus affecting the weather changes which mostly occur within this region. During summer, the days in northern hemisphere within this region are longer as we go towards the poles, but in winter they become shorter. More than half of the population stays in this region because the temperature conditions are ideal for living. Frigid zone, the region between Arctic Circle to North Pole and Antarctic Circle to South Pole, is extremely cold because of the inclination of the axis. This area in north and south of the equator receive very slant rays during winter. Here the sun rays covers a much larger area and lose heat in the process. In fact, this region have about 9 months of winter during 1 year and remains frozen for major part of the year. Hence, they are called frigid zones. Broadly speaking, these three climatic zones determine the climate of the area, but they are not strictly defined. They merge gradually into a temperate zone. There are other factors as well which determine the climate, like distance from the sea, altitude of a place, etc. But life revolves around the type of climate we experience in each zone as it affects our food, occupation and clothing. And with this, I am ending my geography class. Now let me take your history class. In history, today I am going to give you the question answers of Harappan civilization. Question 1. Describe the famous sculpture in metal which was found along the ruins of the city of Mohenjo-daro. Answer. The famous sculpture in metal found among the ruins of the city of Mohenjo-daro was the bronze figure of a dancing girl and her right arm on her hip in a dancing posture, shown as wearing necklaces and left arm covered with bangles made of ivory or bronze, with her hair neatly fashioned in the form of a bun and her head tilted slightly backward. Question 2. Give one evidence to show that Harappan people excelled in the art of sculpture. A. In metal, B. in stone and C. in terracotta. Answer. One evidence to show that the Harappan people excelled in the art of sculpture were in metal. The most outstanding work in metal was the bronze figure of a dancing girl with a right hand on her hip in a dancing posture. In stone, two stone statues found at Mohenjo-daro and Harappa are the statue of a bearded man and a male torso. The bearded man represents the statue of a nobleman or a priest wearing a shawl over the left shoulder and under the right arm with half eyes closed and beard neatly trimmed. In terracotta, In terracotta, figures of the mother goddess found at Mohenjo-daro and figures of a bulldog, sheep, birds, men and women are remarkable. Question 3. What evidence has been found to suggest that the Harappan people were familiar with the art of writing? Answer. The seals discovered at Mohenjo-daro and Harappa are engraved with some pictorial writing and some other similar seals with inscriptions engraved on copper tables with figures of men and animals suggest that Harappan people were familiar with the art of writing. Question 4. Mention two features of the Harappan script. Answer. Two features of the Harappan script were: number A, it was pictographic in form. Number B, it was written from right to left. Question 5. Mention the evidences which suggest that Harappan people worship: A, the mother goddess. B, the Shiva Pashupati. Answer. The mother goddess. The discovery of many terracotta figurines and shields of male deity identified as the mother goddess was prevalent among the people. Some of the figures are smoke stained, which means people burnt incense before the deity at the time of worship. The Shiva Pashupati, a particular scene with the remarkable figure of a male deity, depicts Lord Shiva. The discovery of conical and cylindrical stones similar to the Shiva Linga strengthens the belief that they worship Lord Shiva. Question 16. What is the evidence to suggest that Harappan people worship trees and animals? Answer. The design on certain religious scenes show that the people had faith in the doctrine of animism, which means that they worship trees and animals. They believe that some trees are givers of wisdom and life, and the people tree was regarded as sacred. The bull, the rhinoceros, the tiger and the crocodile were worshipped. The figure of a deity with a hooded cobra over his head and a worshipper of either side signifies that some form of Naga worship was practiced. Question 7. Mention any two probable causes for the decline and disappearance of the Harappan civilization. Answer. Two probable causes for the decline and disappearance of the Harappan civilization were: number 1. An earthquake. Some scholars opine that an earthquake or a cyclone might have caused the destruction of the cities. Number 2. Floods. Others say that it might have been destroyed by floods. Question 8. What is meant by the word Mesopotamia? Answer. The word Mesopotamia means the region between the two rivers, that is between the river Tigris and Euphrates. And with this, I am ending my today's class. Goodbye.